This October, I travelled here to take part in my first ever Star Wars Legion event, the London Grand Tournament no less. We spent 2 nights camped by the venue, once I'd finished fighting with my cat. Boo. And as is tradition, we got into several fights with a goose. And we even squeezed in some games. Welcome to Battle Camper. I was very excited to be playing my very favourite cold, heartless, soulless bastards, the CIS. I was taking double Sith in the form of Dooku and Maul for the sound tactical reason that it seemed like a laugh. Backing them up, I had double B1s, double B2s, BXs with vibro swords and droidicars. With lots of short range and combat punch, I expected that I would have to play it carefully in the early game, but I might be able to make up some lost ground in the late game. Before that though, I had to paint my miniatures, which meant getting them out from under Boo's favourite spot. Okay. Boo. Come on. I need what's in my Star Wars Legion box, Boo. I need to paint stuff and go right back to sleeping on it. When we arrived, my friend Graham and I had a quick practice game in the back of the van. I would describe our collective grasp of the rules as basically functional. And whilst you might say that this is a very low bar to set for oneself, I'm calling it a big success. After the game, we decided on an early night and we went to bed. In the morning, Graham and I had a surprisingly excellent breakfast, which is surely a good omen. Then I got attacked by a goose, which I concede is probably a bad omen. Then Hayden arrived without incident, probably a good omen. But then...
That's fine. Because I've only got 4. Honestly, please go. It's like a... I imagine that.
This is how you imagine a T-Rex would be.
As tempting as it was to sit around getting honked at by the goose, we started seeing other wargamers filtering out to the venue and realised it was time to go. My first opponent was Andrew, who'd brought clones with Yoda, Padme, R2, an Arc Strike team, a saber tank, and a bunch of Phase 1 troopers. For this game, we'd be playing Sabotage the Moisture Evaporators, with the major offensive deployment type and with clear conditions. During deployment, Andrew bunkered up around his saber tank, whilst I created a classic B1 droid chain, and my commandos used their scout move to rush to forward cover.
2-1 crank hard.
I've gone with diplomatic cover, free bit.
Standing orders.
The first turn started relatively uneventfully, with lots of double moves while we jostled for position. However, Andrew did put a wound on the Vaporator closest to him, and I managed to repair a wound on the Vaporator in the centre of the board using the BX droids.
We're going to have Padme move up to there, and then she's going to quick think, which will get her an aim and a dodge.
Whilst Andrew stocked up on green tokens for his clone-based shenanigans, I was still just trying to figure out how to dash my B2s between cover. I was happily ignorant of the fact that he was quite determined to wipe out my droidicars who I'd left out in the open.
So they can see you.
Shots off.
Yeah. Fall black into heavy cover.
So once did
that
they
one's
surge?
cocked. Then I'm going to spend the aim to re-roll those two. That'll be not a sausage.
Heavy cover.
Deeply unsatisfied with the absence of sausage, Andrew decided to bring his saber tank to bear on the droidicars.
So you're having to reverse to get him out of a time. You're basically doing a 3-point turn, is what you're saying.
Right, so we're at range 4.
Just a big gun.
Which is a double rainbow.
Sounds terrifying.
We'll spend the first aim on those two. We'll spend Padme's aim on those two.
Bloody clones, man.
I'll spend Padme's surge to make that a hit.
Nice.
That will go to a crit, and then those two will go to cover, leaving 2 crits.
2 crits, lovely. So white defense dice, but surging to defend.
Yeah.
1, so 1 wound goes through.
And weirdly, that was it for a very civilised first turn, and we were on to round 2.
Luminous beings are we, 3 pips, I've got Phantom Menace.
I decided to strike while the iron is not dead yet, and prioritised returning fire with my droidicars.
Yeah, so this squad hasn't activated on the left, have they?
Yeah.
So we're going to shoot them, which is 4 black, 2 red. You also have heavy cover.
So that'll be
ideal,
1.
so it's 2 gone. Yeah, 1. Nothing I can do about it.
I'm going to spend the dodge from Yoda.
Cool. But it's suppressive, so you've got the 2.
I still take 2. Yeah.
So B1 rockets. I've never fired the B1 rockets before, so let's see if they can do anything to that tank. No, fine. I can deal with that.
That'll be 2. I'm going to spend a dodge from Padme, and I'm going to spend a dodge from Yoda.
Cool. Okay. First draw from the stack for this turn. I drew the B2s over there.
Yeah, that's cool.
And they're going to follow Maul round the side. Cool. So Saber Tank.
It's going to strafe, which is a speed 1 move to the sides.
And then I wonder who its target might be.
We're at range 3.
Yep.
We've got the main gun, and then we've got the twin laser turret, which is 3 black, and adds another critical to the pool.
Oh, not a great first roll, but you've got some stuff you can spend, presumably.
So we're going to spend the Saber's aim.
Yep. Hello.
And we're going to spend Padme's aim.
Another 2. Very good indeed.
And we're going to spend Yoda's aim.
I hate this.
And then we're going to spend Yoda's other aim.
Oh my god. I mean, that's pretty solid, mate.
I'm not going to spend his last aim. So 1 to cover.
Yeah, and then 1, 2, 3. So we'll flip 3 shields.
Yeah.
So we've got
4
4
to
saves.
save.
Surgeon to defend.
So you take 2.
It's gone.
So that will kill 1 because 1's already on a wound.
And so, with a concerted effort, Andrew had finally dispatched a droidicar. Poor little guy. You'll have to keep on rolling in heaven, my lad. Well, at any rate, the rest of turn 2 passed pretty uneventfully. It was clear that the clones intended to remain bunkered up, and so if I wanted to make use of my range 2 B2 firepower, I was going to be the one that had to close the distance. I started with the At Last command card to get Maul his extra action, and Andrew prepared to fire again at the droidicars as if they hadn't suffered enough.
Touch the edge of that, which will negate the benefit to yourself. And we're going to go here in a conga line, and then we're going to shoot that droidica.
Surge, hit, 2 crits. Nice. Do you get
I'm
2
gonna
surge? Oh, you've got
I'll
your
spend. Let me check. That is range 2, isn't it?
Definitely in, yeah.
Yeah, so they'll spend Padme's surge to convert that. You've got 1 shield, do you want to spend it?
Yeah, I might as well flip it. Yeah. No, he's dead. Drawing from the bag. Come on. Yes, that's what I wanted. We're going to try and get Dooku out of harm's way. So he's literally tucking as far in as he can possibly go.
Cool. So tank's going to move to there. And it's going to shoot those guys. So, into those guys with heavy cover.
Yep. Oh, that's a good roll.
That one's not totally flat. Do you want me to re-roll it?
If you don't mind.
That's fine.
There you go. Justice was done.
That is why I asked. So he's going to spend the tank's aim to re-roll those 2.
Lovely. Oh, that's good. Not happy about this, man, I've got to say.
Then I'm going to spend Padme's aim.
No.
And I'm going to spend another aim from Padme. That one is a hit.
Lovely. Yeah, you got it.
7 to save.
Are you ready to witness a miracle? I mean, that's not bad.
So 1 and a suppression. We'll have Yoda come out to here.
Yeah, cool.
Which puts him at range 2 of those guys. And he's got Relentless.
Ah.
So he can use his Force Wave, which is a range 2 attack.
That's pretty good.
2 crits.
2 crits, 2 hits.
1 to armor 1.
3 white dice.
And Yoda gets a dodge, having done an attack for Atari Mastery.
Come on, B2s, I'm putting my faith in you.
That is
it's not rewarded.
1.5.
So you can see.
And then he's also going to use Jedi Mind Trick to give them 2 suppression. So they'll be on 6 in total.
Oh yeah, because
the attack is
suppressive.
And Jedi Mind Trick is 2.
So, it had been another strangely peaceful turn, with very low casualties on both sides, but with 6 suppression tokens on my B2s at the far side of the board, who were, after all, the only unit making a break for the objectives over there, we were starting to see the first signs of real trouble. For round 4, I played Fear, Surprise and Intimidation, while Andrew played Size Matters Not. I then dove in headfirst with Dooku, trying to interfere with the clone's maddening capacity for green token generation.
And then, can I get into contact with her?
Yeah, you can.
Lovely stuff. So that's Dooku in combat with Padme. We'll do the lightsaber on Padme first.
Cool.
So, 5 red on Padme. That's 4. Do I surge?
You do surge to crit, I believe.
Yep. So 2 crits, 2 hits.
So Padme's going to use dodge to get, but she's also got quick thinking, so she'll get it. Sorry, nimble. so she'll get it back.
Okay.
So that makes it 3.
Yep.
And you've got Pierce 2.
I've got PS2.
So unless there's 3 surges or shields, there's 3 surges or shields. It makes up for BXs. You're going to Pierce 2, I assume.
I can't complain. I'll PS2. Yeah.
So that'll be 2 wounds on her.
All right, not bad, but not as good as I was hoping.
Dooku then used the arsenal and relentless words from his command card to put his lightning into Yoda.
So that's pretty good. That's 2 crits and 2 hits.
Yeah. So I'm going to spend Yoda's dodge.
Yep.
And I'm going to spend Padme's dodge.
Yep.
Authoritative, so it's just 2 crits to save.
And I'm sure he's immune to Pierce.
He is, because he has a lightsaber. And he saves both.
Good.
But that is 3 suppression.
Ah, that's disappointing. It became clear that this contest could not be decided by their knowledge of the Force, but by their skills with a lightsaber. Okay, I know what you're thinking, but I refuse to accept that's not a fucking excellent Dooku impression. I refuse.
So I will force choke out one of the clones. Is there a heavy trooper in there?
No.
Then it doesn't matter, does it? Just any of them.
Alright, I'll kill him.
And force reflexes for a dodge.
Yep.
And then with force mastery, I recover 2, both of them.
I'm going to go with Yoda.
Cool.
He's going to use Jedi Mind Trick to put 2 suppression on those droids.
How many do they have now?
You're on 8. Then with a speed 3 move, he will move to engage. So he's moved, he has charge.
Yep.
So he's going to hit Dooku with his lightsaber, which is 4 red.
Not bad.
So that's 4. Do you not want to spend a dodge?
I do want to spend a dodge.
So 3.
3. 1 save.
So he takes 2.
Wounds go through.
Then with Atari Mastery, he gets a dodge for attacking.
Okay.
Then with his Atari Mastery, he's going to attack again.
Got no dodges, so we're just into the thick of it. That's a blank, so we don't surge to defend.
Ooh.
So that's 3.
So he's on 5.
Yeah, 5 wounds. And I'm going to assume that's 5 of 6. It is 5 of 6.
Yeah.
Not ideal.
Then he's going to use Force Push.
So he's now pushed Dooku out of combat. Yeah, there he is.
And then they're going to shoot Dooku with a black and a red.
Try and chip off his last wound.
Pretty much. It's 2. I'm not going to spend the aim because I can't make it pierce because you'll pierce the moon.
So got to get 2 shields here.
Yeah.
It was then time for the Phase 1 troopers hidden behind the saber tank to have a pop.
And he's not going to have any cover.
He's going to be one of those units that just survives and survives and survives on this last
He's got
wound.
light cover, from suppression.
Yes, he has.
I got the
Not a
aim.
great start. That's better. Double crit.
2 crits.
All right, come on.
So that's 2 to save.
Come on, Dooku. Come on. I believe. Yes.
It's another suppression.
Another suppression.
And melee and range 1. Suppressive electroshock attack.
So he's going to try and finish off Count Dooku with his electro prod.
And you've got light cover.
I kind of hope it happens.
So I get 1.
Yep.
I surge to hit.
Such a hit for the light
So you've
cover.
got light cover. So that would just be 2 suppression for a suppressive attack.
I must admit, I'm a little bit disappointed.
It was time for a quick break from Dooku's predicament to see if I could save the heavily suppressed B2s advancing up the far side of the board.
I'm going to see how many of those 8 suppression tokens I can get off there.
From the bag then?
Yeah, to the bag.
So 8 suppression.
8 suppression. 1. So 2.
You're more than double it, so you
I'm double, so they are still panicked.
Yeah.
So they're going to move back towards, they just move off the board.
They go to the nearest board edge.
And that's them done.
Yeah.
See you, boys. Can't give it up, can you? So we've got these clones here shooting Dooku.
So 4 black. He's only got light cover from the suppression.
Yep.
I'm going to spend the aim from the Arc Strike 2 with the Clone Trooper keyword that lets you share. Alright, so that'll go for cover.
And we've got 2 again. You know, I've been very good at these sort of double shield rolls so far. He's done it again! I can't believe he's done it again.
And another suppression for Dooku.
Another suppression for Dooku. Let's see if Padme can succeed where everyone else has failed.
She's going to spend her aim.
Yeah.
She does have sharpshooter 2. So that's 2.
So I'm on to 2 red dice. We know where this goes. Can Padme do it? No, she can't.
Right.
That is bizarre.
So she spent her aim.
But we've got another suppression on Dooku.
And then the tank's going to go now.
Okay.
Because you're all out, aren't you?
I'm all out.
So the tank will aim for its first action.
Okay.
So that'll bring it to 2 aims.
Start their turn, didn't they?
That's a good start.
Ooh, wow.
Surge.
I've got critical 2.
Nice.
Then I'm going to spend the tank's first aim.
I think this might be the end for Dooku.
9 hits, which will be 8 after
with
your cover.
Yeah, come on, Dooku. I mean, that's an excellent roll, but nonetheless, Dooku is finally slain, and fair enough, I'd have felt appalling if he had survived that.
It would have been funny though.
Yes, Dooku succumbed, but only after tanking an entire army's worth of firepower. He'd done me proud, as he always does, and now it was time to move into turn 5. Now, we were drawing on points with Andrew having destroyed and my having repaired 2 moisture evaporators apiece, so it was likely that kills would decide the game. I therefore needed to switch out the cover-hopping war of attrition for lightsaber-wielding lightning warfare. I therefore played Duel of the Fates, whilst Padme played the, let's face it, less cool, aggressive negotiations. This would be my very last chance to do some damage and steal the win.
I think it's got to be Maul first, because I can finally get a chance to kill something. So this is the second Sith that Padme has stared down in the same number of turns. We're going to have to spend 2 moves to get there, unfortunately. On Padme, let's go. Not ideal. Oh, no, actually, no, that's not bad. We got 1, 2, 3, 4.
For Padme to die, Andrew had to fail every one of his saves. He was polite enough to oblige, and die she did. As proud as I was of murdering a civilian lawmaker and taking the effort of 2 Sith warriors to do it, admittedly that was the end of my successes for the game. The BX droids killed a unit of Phase 1s, but both the BXs and Maul were gunned down in short order. We drew on primary objectives, but Andrew killed Maul in the end. It had been a great, if relatively bloodless game, and it was time for lunch. After a night's camping and a 3-hour slog in a stale sports venue, it's hard to put into words how fucking incredible that mac and cheese, coffee and gingerbread man combo tasted. More importantly, Hayden divulged that whilst both Graham and I had been roundly defeated, he had only gone and won his first ever tournament wargame. So as we went into round 2, the pressure was on. To get a win, I'd need to beat Tom and his Empire infantry horde.
I've got Vader with burst of speed, force push and force reflexes. Cool. I've got Agent Callus with vigilance and his weapon.
Lovely.
I have 3 squads of DLT-19 stormtroopers.
Nice.
I've got 1 squad of stormtroopers with Hask. I've got 1 squad of stormtroopers with a medic, and then I've got 3 snipers.
Really nice. A real infantry heavy list then.
Yeah, exactly. Trying to get as much things to support Vader as possible. Lovely. So KP, danger close, clear conditions.
Nice. So we were playing key positions. The central objective was that little puddle. Tom placed an objective on that mossy rock over there. And I placed an objective on these haphazardly discarded boxes. All clearly key strategic priorities. Both armies deployed huddled into cover as we went into turn 1.
So I'm just going to play standing
orders as well. Very nice. Yeah, I'm just being very boring and I'm moving twice. Or am I? Yeah. There's no point getting him killed turn 1. So move, and then the second move I'm literally just going to tuck in.
Cool. So I've drawn a...
Whilst relatively uninteresting things are happening in the game, I'll take this moment to warn you that the footage quality is about to go to absolute pot, and I have no idea why. I don't know what I pressed, I don't know why I pressed it, but it did this.
I've drawn a core trooper, and see if I can get
some shots.
A little DLT shot on a heavy cover B2, I think.
That's looking very likely.
So I'm going to move up with this squad of stormtroopers. Some of the jazzy dice, but they're the official ones.
The jazzier the better. Do they surge?
So a crit and they surge to hit, but that will go for cover, so
yep,
one crit.
Okay, and we're on a white defense dice. No, so 1 wound.
Lovely. So I'm going to activate Gideon Hask's team. I'm going to move up because I feel like to hang him out to dry is probably a mistake.
It's always so tough. You want the temptation is overwhelming.
You just want to get a shot, but I'm going to put a dodge, not that I need it. And then Vader.
Commander Vader, sorry.
He's Commander Vader.
Vader.
Full fat Vader.
I don't want to disrespect him.
He's heard your disrespect.
It's too late now. Yeah.
So he's going to move up.
That and a lot more wandering about was it for turn 1. Everyone hiding behind their rocks, no one wanting to be the first to take the plunge.
3, 2, 1. So you're Ruthless Tactics. Nice. I'm Phantom Menace.
Lovely. Okay. So Callus is obviously my nominated commander. So I'm going to give an order to Callus. I'm going to give an order to these snipers here, and I'm going to give an order to Hask. who gives an order to the front set of stormtroopers.
Nice, stormtroopers.
Yeah, the front squad of stormtroopers is going to shoot here.
Lovely.
So it's an aim and 4 white, 2 red, surging to hit.
Nice. Is that surge,
That's a surge.
hit and hit?
Yep, and I'm going to spend my aim.
Oh, for the crit, for crits.
So that will surge to hit.
Main cover at all? Probably not at that angle. No. So five saves. Come on, B1s. If I need a miracle roll, it's now. Two. To be honest, that's pretty good on my dice. I'm happy with that. So we've lost 3, and we gain a suppression.
Yep. You also gain a observation token.
Nice. Right. Okay. Save the remaining B1s here. So I'm going to try and roll off that suppression. I do. What I can do is both get into the light cover and get out of the line of sight of
absolutely
everyone. And because that's just 1 move, I'll grab a dodge as my second action.
Yep. Agent Callus is going to activate.
Nice.
He is going to take an aim action. And then he is going to take a shot. Which is 1 surge.
Oh yeah,
so
not
I'm going to
ideal.
spend my aim on these 2 black dice.
Very fair.
And then what I'm going to do is spend this observation token that's on that unit to reroll the next one.
Into a crit, very nice.
Which becomes 2 crits.
And we lose the hit.
For you to defend.
Here we go, good luck guys! Pretty good again.
That's pretty good.
So lost another one.
And you gain another
observation token. I'm going to shuffle up. Where's the leader? Leader is back here.
Yep.
And I've broken his arm off. That's handy.
How have you managed that?
Oh, I haven't glued it on.
It's dry fitted.
Yeah. So he's just going to shuffle up.
Yep.
But they're going to stay in heavy cover.
My sniper is going to just aim and shoot at your B1s.
Nice. 2 hits.
2 hits.
Good. Sharpshooter will get rid of the light cover.
Yep. And you can't spend a dodge because it's got high velocity.
Cool. So, come on. No.
So 2 B1s.
So it's a sniper at the B1s again.
Yep. He's going to take a shot.
Grip. Nice.
I'm going to spend my aim.
Sharpshooter 1 gets rid of the cover.
I'm going to leave it at that. So, 2 go through.
I thought I had one there. So that's another 2.
No problem.
And another suppression.
It was clear that I was not going to win this long-range war of attrition. I would need a high-impact, combat-orientated turn. For that purpose, I moved Count Dooku into cover behind the droider cars on the far side of the board, and Darth Maul into the area cover of the 2D house thing on the near side of the board. Tom then played ISB Investigation and declared 1 pip. This means that next turn I would not be able to use any 1 pip command cards. Very clever move, because I wanted to make the most of Dooku's unique approach to etiquette-driven murder proficiency. This is something I would no longer be able to do next turn, and I'd exposed Dooku for nothing. In any event, this turn I'd played At Last, a decision whose tactical soundness I'm struggling to justify even with the benefit of hindsight.
Sorry, Callus is aimed.
Callus aimed, and I couldn't stand by for that because he's outside range 2. Yeah, cool.
So I got a surge 2 hits.
Nice.
He surges to crit, so I'm going to spend my aim to reroll that one.
Another surge, so that's 2 crits and 2 hits. So with get rid of 1 with light cover.
Yep.
I can spend my dodge to get rid of the other one.
Yep. So 2 to defend.
Come on, Maul. Come on, Maul. I believe in you. Hey, so 1 goes back to you and both are saved.
Lovely. So there's a wound on Callus. That's what you want.
That's actually, you know, that is the first time I have ever deflected anything in Legion, and I've been playing it for like 2 years.
Activate Gideon Hask.
Cool.
Hask is going to take an aim action because he's getting a little bit worried. So I'm going to take a shot at Maul.
Yep, fair play. Not a great roll.
No, they're all blanks, so I'm going to spend my aim, and because I'm precise, every roll 3.
Yeah, nice.
So that's a much better roll. So you've got light cover and suppression. So
we've got 2. Come on, Maul. 2 shields again, please. That's cocked, I think.
Nah, that's a flop.
Sure?
Yeah.
2 on Maul.
Yep, and a suppression.
And another suppression, thank you.
I would have felt so bad if I'd made you re-roll that. It wouldn't have happened.
I think hopefully the dice gods would have said, yeah, you've done the honest thing, we'll give you another
Do you know what?
Yeah, let's go for the score in the open. That's the only sensible thing to do. And if I remember rightly, it's 2
black, 1 red.
2 blacks, 1 red.
Per mini.
That's that's not awful. Actually, it's quite awful. So it's just
a 2.
So just a 2.
But they have no cover, so they are both going to be rolled. And 2 stormtroopers die.
And 2 suppression.
It is 2 suppression because they're suppressive, yeah.
Okay, I'm happy with that.
That's pretty good. That's a good outcome.
And then they've got a second action, which is going to be to dodge.
Oh, nice.
So sharpshooters on Maul.
Sharpshooter on Maul.
Oh, nice. So 2 hits. So down to light cover, so we get rid of 1.
Yep, so get rid of 1. So 1 to defend.
Come on.
Oh, damn.
So down to 1 wound. Come on, Maul, survive.
So Dooku and Maul had made it through their turn in the open and miraculously clung to life. However, Vader, with the burst of speed upgrade, was now bearing down on Dooku on the far side of the board. Dooku would not be able to play his 1-pip command card, and I knew that Vader still had his infamous 1-pip ready to go.
Yep.
You disappoint me.
I played Implacable. Darth Vader is going to pop burst of speed. So Darth Vader is going to move to here.
This is awful and horrible and I hate it, but also it's really intriguing, I like it.
Darth Vader is going to force push Count Dooku.
No!
To here.
Oh, sorry, I should have given them dodges for their
That's
orders.
okay, you can... I don't mind.
Thank you. I feel like it might become relevant.
He's probably going to need it. I'm going to tap Force Reflexes to get a dodge, and then for my second action, I'm going to move into base to base with Count Dooku, which I have a
the
charge.
most terrified I've ever been.
6 red dice.
Come on, Dooku. That's
so
a good
that
roll.
is 6 hits for you to defend.
That's a good roll. Yeah. I can dodge 1.
You can dodge 1, yeah.
Let's do that.
Absolutely.
Oh, unless I want to keep it. But no, because he's going to be engaged for the rest of the turn. So let's get rid of 1. So 4 left. Sorry.
No, it's
1,
okay.
2, 3.
He only takes 1 wound.
That's pretty
good.
But I'm assuming you're going to tip for a wound.
Yep.
There we go. I don't blame you in the slightest.
I had a difficult choice to make now. I could either disengage from Vader and try and shoot him off the table before Tom drew his order out the stack again, or I could just hit him. The risk that he would pull Vader out the stack the very next activation was just too great. He would then charge in and get a second bite of the Dooku apple. I decided that the only sound tactical approach was to just hit him.
So I'm going to just hit you with a saber. I'm going to pop Force Reflexes. I feel like this is a big moment, but he's got 8 wounds, isn't he, Vader? That's a good roll.
That is a good roll.
So 1 crit and 4 hits. Cool.
I'm going to spend my dodge. So let's roll again.
Alright, that was fine. So now we're going to force push Vader.
Yep.
We're going to... I tell you what this reminds me of. It's have you seen the remastered duel between Vader and Obi-Wan in A New Hope?
Yeah.
You know when Obi-Wan force pushes him and he's just like so I'm bracing against it.
It's the similar
that's the vibe I'm getting. It is actually. It's very, very fucking awesome, frankly.
Yeah, very cool.
Cool. All right, that makes me feel okay because I've still got the dodge, and now I can shoot him if you don't draw him next. Go on then, draw him next.
I got a claw.
Oh, thank God.
I didn't get Vader. But what I am going to do, I'm going to aim, and I'm going to shoot Maul.
Shoot Maul. Fine. Yep, I don't blame you.
So there's
hit.
3. I'm going to spend my aim, of which I'm precise.
For a crit, very nice. So cover gets rid of.
So cover gets rid of 2.
2. Yep. So we've got 2 saves to make.
Yeah.
Come on, Maul. The odds are you're going to die here, but I believe in you. I have faith. Unlucky. That was fair enough. He soaked up some damage.
He did. He soaked up a lot of attention. Is what he did.
Good job, my friend.
So no cover.
Cool. So we'll aim and shoot with those guys. So we've got kind of a waste of the suppressive, but I just feel like we've got to put some wounds on him now.
It's worth doing.
Yeah. That's not bad. We don't surge. So
4 to defend.
4 to defend.
Okay. 2 wounds on Vader.
After this, I charged my B2s into the stormtroopers who would challenge me for control of the central objective. Greedily, I was hoping to kill 2 but leave 1 alive to protect the B2s from incoming fire.
4 black dice. For 3 hits.
3 hits, okay, so defending 3 dead.
3 dead. Oh no! You was meant to keep me safe!
I mean,
sorry, I'm not going to complain.
That is the best
Yeah. Vader's back on the table.
No, it's smart to just
Yeah, get back in with Dooku.
back in with Dooku. I'm going to punch him in the face.
I don't blame you in the slightest. I feel like this is a big roll for this game. Oh, that was a good one. You searching to hit?
Nope, don't search for anything.
Oh, okay, so just a 3
So
then.
just the 3.
So I'm going to spend my dodge to get the 1. And so I'm
So
rolling
just 2 to defend.
I defend 1, and I don't think I surge. No.
I'd survived Vader's onslaught, and I moved my BX droids away from the objective to assist Dooku clinch the kill in turn 5.
Ready?
Yep.
3, 2, 1. It's time.
It is.
It's finally time.
So
Here's Surprise Intimidation, and you've played, Fear and Dead Men. Love the card, love that so much.
it's cool, isn't it? Basically, every time something activates within range 2, I get free dodge.
So, for me, only Dooku is getting an order. Let's do it. Right, so Force Push. It's a speed 1 move.
It is. So you've activated.
I've activated you, so you get a dodge.
I get a dodge.
Nice. So action 1 is to aim.
Yep.
Action 2 is to get up around this side.
Yep.
Let's put everything on Vader.
That is the smart move.
That's the smart move.
Because Vader is a beast.
Yes. So that will be 5 red, 5 black.
Yeah, 10 dice. That's pretty good.
I feel like this is a big roll.
I imagine it will be.
That's not bad. Not bad at all. So I do surge to crit.
You do, yep.
So
you can reroll
I reroll
2.
those
Yep.
with my aim. Oops, don't know where that came from. And that's 1 more. So we're on 9. And you can dodge 1.
I am going to dodge 1,
So you're down to 8 saves.
which gives me surge to defense.
Yep, nice. Oh, is he dead?
So Vader takes 4 wounds. Oh, sorry, because that was
dead.
No, he's got,
Oh, no, he's got 1 left. No.
So yeah, Vader is
Okay,
still
I'm then going to
good.
I'm going to do Force Reflexes.
Yep.
And I'm going to do Force Choke.
On one of these guys.
On these, are there any special weapons in there? Or?
No special weapons.
That's just anyone then. 1 wound off. That was a good save.
Yeah. So I'm going to activate some stormtroopers. I'm going to take the last wound. I'm then going to.
Oh no! Oh no!
Move. And I'm going to just tuck this guy around here.
Very nice.
So lessons learned here. First, it turns out that abandoning the one objective you spent the game bunkering on at the exact moment that the enemy bears down upon it is not a tactically sound idea. Second, be less awful at wargaming. The BX droids now had to scurry back to clean up after the mess I'd made.
So that's obviously the BX droids, and they have only got. There's only one sensible thing for them to do, which is to go right back where they were.
I did think that was probably the tastier of the.
It was, yeah. So actually, I can get in 1. So I might, since I've got charge because of the vibro swords,
You're going to aim.
I will aim.
Yeah, of course.
4 red dice for the aim.
Yep.
I don't need
You
the
didn't
aim.
even need the aim. It's always worth taking if you can.
Oh yeah. 2 failed. And you've still got contact in it, so at the moment you've got it.
I have.
After this, Callus and the remaining Stormos took the central objective, and it was over. Tom played his Imperials extremely well and thoroughly deserved the win. It was also just a really fun game, and I look forward to coming across Tom again in the future. However, be warned, I now have 2 spider droids, and I understand that they are meta. For my last game, my opponent preferred not to be filmed, which is perfectly fair enough. Some people just don't want to end up on some sus guy's weird YouTube channel. In any event, he'd also brought CIS, but with a B1 horde. A proper horde. 6 squads, staps, a T-Series lead, truly a thing of beauty. And by the time that thing of beauty had finished curb stomping my half-baked list into the dirt, we were done for the day, and I'd gone 3 games and 3 losses. Hayden, however, had managed to clinch 2 wins of his 3 games, and as we headed back to the campsite for the evening, I really tried to be happy for him. I really did.
Wait, sorry, you put your head on the floor.
You doing alright?
Yeah. Is that actually two?
Yeah. This is what I thought it was.
Hayden, you won 2 or 3 games, there's nothing you can't do. And what position are you in?
I'm 7th out of 30.
30?
Yeah.
Graham, where's he?
27.
Yes, 27.
And I'm...
You're 28.
Oh, you fucking Graham, I'm 28th again.
Unfortunately, the Bradfords aren't doing very well. Steve Bradford is...
It's the Bradford curse. I'm coming for Steve's place, though. Unfortunately, though, I would never get the chance to wrestle a wooden spoon from the sweaty grip of that bastard Steve Bradford, who I've never met and I don't know and who is presumably perfectly nice, because the next day we had a bit of a COVID scare. This meant, very disappointingly, that we couldn't return for day 2, and so, after Graham spent some time trying to eat a cooked breakfast using only a spoon, we headed off. I then reunited with Boo at Graham's house, and we decided to have a decider game to see which one of us was the least hopeless. And now I wonder who would win on this table that's half the size that a Legion board is supposed to be. Would it be the Imperial gun line led by General Veers, or would it be the double Sith CIS list with a heavy B2 presence known for their short range but high impact firepower? It's anyone's guess, if by anyone's guess you mean yes, obviously the droids fucking won. Whilst this wasn't exactly how I thought day 2 would go, being a far cry from the glamour of the London Grand Tournament, it was a lot of fun nonetheless. The tournament organisers were really cool and they put on a really fantastic event. So many thanks to them indeed. I cannot wait to come back next year.